My name's Oliver Williams. We are dairy farmers in England. We milk approximately 370 Holstein cows. We have been milking here as a family since 1918, so I'm fifth generation. It's a family-run farm, and we employ 4 full-time staff. We run a relatively modern fleet of machinery on a fairly swift replacement policy basis. We find that works well for us, and something that we find really simple in a time where labour is a little bit more difficult to come across. When we've got nice, good machines on farm that are nice to drive and pleasant to drive, it is more attractive from a recruitment point of view to have those machines available to work with. We've hereditarily run JCBs for the last 25 years through models right back to 530-70s, 531-70s, then moving on to the AGRIPRO models, and we've had 3 AGRIPRO models with the new transmission in on farm. JCB bought us a new version of the AGRIPRO out about 6 weeks ago. In about 6 weeks we've put sort of 200 hours on the clock, so giving it a reasonable bit of work and along a range of different operations, from feeding on a day-to-day basis, bedding up, mucking out. With the fortunate nice warm spring we've had, we've also had it out in the field, muck spreading, loading spreaders, and we've seen some really positive additions to the machine from the previous models that we've been working with. The machine that we've had on test over the last few weeks has got an increase in horsepower up to 173 horsepower, and a real positive feature is the increase in hydraulic flow, which is now up at just over 160 litres a minute. We've really seen a huge difference in that, from response time to loading time. When we're loading muck trailers, putting sort of 17-18 tonnes of muck on, the return to work time from lifting, coming back down to work is significantly improved with the extra oil flow. For us, we're now used to the new transmission, which is the Dual-Tech VT hydrostatic transmission. We're spread out with our farming area over about a 10-mile radius, so having that extra sort of speed within the gearbox is a significant improvement. If a team leaves the farm to go off, they're not sat there waiting for the telehandler to arrive 2, 3, 5 minutes, 10 minutes behind them. Everybody comes and arrives together. On the road, the machine has, with the extra power, the uprated axles and the transmission now up to 50k, is giving a far better road usage of the machine. The acceleration with the extra power is much more beneficial. With roads and road networks getting busier, it's a much easier machine to be in a run of traffic. You don't feel out of place, you don't feel awkward, you're not creating a dangerous situation on the road, because you can compete with the other traffic around you comfortably and stay in a safe environment while you're out on the road. A yard like we've got behind us, which would approximately house about 350 to 400 tonnes of muck when we muck it out. That would normally take about 2.5 hours from start to finish, and the last twice that we've done it while this machine's been here, we've been able to complete that in just under 2 hours. So as an overall, nearly an hour's saving in both man hours, machine hours, fuel and everything else that goes with it. Quite often we will tow trailers behind the machine. We did a trial with this, fetching some straw from a stack away from the farm back to the farm a couple of weeks ago, and with 24 quadrant bales on a trailer, so 12-13 tonnes of straw on a 33-foot bale trailer, towing on the road. Firstly, with the 50k, the little bit of extra horsepower, certainly far swifter on moving round, far better towing capabilities, and obviously hence more productivity, turning loads around quicker from that point of view. Fuel economy on this is far better, and I think the reason that you can put that down to that, although it's more horsepower and it's a bigger machine, you aren't working it at its maximum all the time, therefore working it flat out under pressure all the time. It's working. You can create the level of productivity that you need, but at a more reasonable engine rev level, work level, even though you want a high productivity out of the machine. We've seen a significant drop in the emissions usage from the point of view of AdBlue usage. We would noticeably use AdBlue alongside repetitive tank fill-ups. We will now go several tank fill-ups before we do an AdBlue fill-up. And in our opinion, although we've had many JCBs over the years, we've tried a lot of other machines, and this machine is by far the best, in our opinion, on the market. Any machine we have here is only any use to us if it keeps running. And the product support we have, the dealer support that we have, is absolutely second to none. Every machine breaks down, and we've had our issues over the years, but the backup that we've had from JCB and through the dealer network that we use has been absolutely brilliant. We've not lost a day's work, whether that's been a machine that's been put in to keep us going, whether that be needing to swap something round, what time of day, night. There's a huge understanding of our requirement 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in milking cows, and how important that is. The balance that we've got with what we feel is the best machine on the market and the support and backup we get is the reason we stay with JCB. There isn't a lot of other competition out there for what our job demands and what this machine marries up, and it's a match made in heaven.